Hey guys, I'm Jacqueline.
And I'm Marcella.
And we just got back from the movies. We just saw Crazy Rich Asians and we really enjoyed it. It was really fun and it was very like heartwarming.
It was also funny and we really loved it.
We really loved it. Funny story, when we actually went into the theater to go see it, we were torn between going to see Crazy Rich Asians or going to see The Meg. And we really wanted to see Crazy Rich Asians first, so we ended up seeing that. But we sat in the theater and literally like we're watching the coming attractions, like everything's fine, and then the Meg shows up.
Like we thought it was weird though because all of a sudden we're underwater and it's really dark, and I'm like thinking in my head like, this is a little weird.
No, but then the Meg.
And then the Meg in big letters, and we were just like,
we all looked at each other like, oh, we're in the wrong theater.
We've never done that before, so that was a little strange. So we like sat there and debated for a good like minute about whether or not we should even get up, and we ended up getting up and leaving because it was just the theater next door that we went to the wrong one.
Yeah, but it was funny because we literally had to like take up like our blankets, our notebooks, like everything that we come to the movies with, our popcorn.
Yeah, we bring a lot of things to the movies, so it was kind of annoying to grab everything like popcorn, candy, blanket, bag, and just like move it.
But we got really lucky though that the movie didn't start, so we were fine.
So basically, if you don't know anything about this movie, because I went into it not knowing like pretty much anything, and it's about this couple, Rachel and Nick. And they've been together like 2 years, but then she finds out that his family is actually crazy rich, and she hadn't known that. And of course she finds this out while she's on the plane on the way to go meet them.
She already agreed to go meet them and go to a wedding.
So she's kind of like in this conundrum. She has to go meet this family and they're rich, so she doesn't really think anything of it. But I mean, the family is a handful. For sure, and of course the mother doesn't like her, so there's a whole bunch of drama with that. But I thought overall the movie was, it had really good themes of like family in it, and it was really funny and entertaining, and I feel like the plot was really good. Like there was a lot of like surprises thrown in there.
Definitely. Like it was, apparently this movie was like 2 hours, but it didn't feel like 2 hours at all. Like it went by really quickly. It's like I thought the pacing was great, and I just really enjoyed like seeing like the culture and like the food, the music, and the traditions of the wedding. Like I just think everything
it was really
done was really cool, and I really love the way that they brought all these different aspects to life. And I think it was, the family was really insane. Like,
it was great.
And you feel really bad for Rachel as you're watching it, but it was a great movie. It was very heartwarming, and it made me really, really happy. Like, the ending made us super happy. So, yeah, we definitely enjoyed it. Rating-wise, I mean, for us, this gets like an A. Like, I really loved it, and I think it was so much fun. Definitely stay for the end credits, though, because there was a surprise that we were really, really excited about. So, make sure you don't, like, leave the theater until, like, the lights come on. Make sure you stay, because it's a great movie. Go see it and then come back and we will talk all about it. The beginning of the movie was really cool, the way they were showing them texting and how like it would be like the text bubbles and stuff coming up. Like I thought that was really cool. And then I really liked when they go on the plane and we're on the way to I think they were going to Singapore, which is where everything took place. But when they're going to the wedding place and go to meet the family, like when they're on first class, she's just like, yeah, you know, like we're comfortable. Because they're like on first class, she's like, we can't afford this. And he's like, no, we can. And she's like, yeah, he's like, my family's comfortable. And she's like, that's what rich people say. Like, what is this? Like, why are we on first class? Like,
I like how when they're on the plane, he's like describing each family member to her, and it's like these crazy stories. Like, I'm trying to think.
There was like the brother or like the cousin who was like in Taiwan doing like a movie. Like dating like the actress. And
it was like the rain was coming down and he was, like his girlfriend's not good. It's like, well, he's like paying for this whole movie. All of his families were just such characters. And I feel like that really showed like right from the beginning, like what she was really getting into.
Exactly, yeah, definitely.
I feel like she really realized what she was getting into when she was having dinner with her college friend and her family, and she mentioned the Youngs. Like she was like, oh yeah, Nick Young, and they were just like,
there's like this moment where like the whole table just stopped and we're like, what?
And it was, that's when it was, I think she really realized like, oh my gosh, like this is not even like a rich family, this is like a well-known rich family.
Yeah, they're like, these are like the royals, like these are insanely rich people. And she goes and she helps her get a dress. She's like, you can't go in that red dress. She's like, but it's supposed to bring luck, it's a lucky color.
She's like, you look like Sebastian from The Little Mermaid.
Yeah, so she gets like a nice pretty dress, and then when they're going in the car on the way and you first
oh my gosh,
see
her
the
friend
house.
is hilarious,
Her
first
friend
of all.
was so
I
funny.
love that scene when they're like, when she's like, oh yeah, I'll drive you. This is like the closest I'm gonna get to seeing the mansion.
Yeah.
And so she's driving her. And
they're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, they just like pull up in the middle. She's like, are you sure you have the directions right? And these people come to the window. And it was just like, oh my god.
Yeah, and they're armed.
Yeah,
and I was like,
she's like, is that a knife or a gun? That's like a knife and a gun. Like they're like watching these people. And I thought that her friend was just so funny, especially at the party when she pulls like the dress out. Like he's like, are you sure you want to stay? She's like, oh no, I don't want to like inconvenience you. And he's like, are you sure it's that? She's like, yeah, I'll go.
yeah, she goes.
She like quickly gets out and grabs her like emergency like outfit.
It's just really great. And then like later on you see her there and they're like, yeah, nice earrings. She's like, thanks, they're clip-on.
I love it.
I thought she was really great. And she was a really good friend.
One of my favorite parts of the movie.
Yeah, she was a really good friend
to
Rachel. I really liked the relationship between Nick and Rachel. I thought it was really cute. And when Nick first comes out and he's wearing like this like white suit and her friend, she's like, this is like the Bachelor. It's like the Asian Bachelor. I really love the relationship between Nick and Rachel. I thought it was really good. And they really communicated a lot, which is really rare, I thought. Like, there was like the whole big scene, which we'll talk a lot more about the family a little later, but when they have like the big fight, well, kind of like a fight, like when they're at each of the parties, like their bachelor and the bachelorette parties, and the scenes are kind of going back and forth, and you have Nick saying like, yeah, I'm gonna ask her to marry me. His friend's like, yeah, like, I don't know if that's a good idea. And like, you know, she really seems to love her job in New York. And then you had Rachel, who was at the spa, and then she realizes that she's talking to Nick's ex, who his mother actually like wanted them to get married and have a life, and she starts learning about how Nick was supposed to come home and he ended up not coming home, and it really seemed like they were gonna have like a fight or like a build up of it.
Yeah, I felt like that was gonna be the fallout where she would
I thought that was gonna be
that was the breaking point, and it wasn't. And I feel like, yeah, in that moment when she had told him what happened, it was like very good communication. Like,
it was really refreshing.
Yeah.
Like, I was really surprised. Like, then they finally meet up, and she's sitting there like at the hotel, and then he comes up and he's like, you know, like, what happened? And she starts telling him about everything. She tells him about like the fish and everything, and he's like I'm so sorry.
I kind of expected her to just like leave or something and not give him an explanation and just like
that
walk
was too
out
much
there.
or something.
But
yeah.
I feel like he made it clear throughout the movie that like he really loved her, and even though like he loves his family, he
wanted to build his own family.
He wanted to build his own family, and I feel like he knows how his family is. And I think that he wasn't even surprised at all that happened.
No, but I just really love the communication skills there. It was really refreshing, because normally like the way that I expected that to go was for them to have a big fallout and for her to leave and then come back or something like crazy to happen like that. But I really like that they were able to come together like a healthy relationship and communicate and tell each other these things.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the real breaking point didn't even come from the relationship. It came from the mother, which you knew was coming. Like, that was building throughout the whole
I kind of like that. I like how it didn't come from the relationship, because the relationship was pretty strong. The only thing that really came between them, like you just said, was the mother and her snooping and hiring that private investigator, which was really annoying. But I liked that because it was very like unexpected. Like, I didn't expect the mother to go that far and really do that, because that's a huge invasion of privacy. Yeah, no, I did not expect her to hire a private investigator. I expected it to be more like between the two of them, and her just to be like, I can't do this, and like him to be like, this is my family. Like, I expected like it to go back and forth like that, and it didn't. Yeah, I mean, I think we really see how strong Rachel is throughout the whole movie. Like, I don't know if I'd be able to take that. Like, the mom literally looks at her and was like, you're not enough for my son. And that really hurts her. And she goes and then she talks with her friends. And I like how she didn't give up, though. She never gave up. Her friend gave her good advice throughout the whole movie. She was like, don't back down. Like, she wants you to be a chicken. Like, and she was like, I'm not a chicken. And so she was really strong. Like, yeah, she stood up and she faced all of them, and she even faced his ex and was like, you're in my way, and like pushed her out of the way. Like, I loved that. It was great. And yeah, like, she didn't even sit with the family. Like, she went to that wedding, she sat in the front,
Yeah.
And she was there and she was being strong, so I enjoyed that.
I thought she was a really great character, definitely. And Nick too, I think that he was a really good boyfriend, and he was trying to like be there for her while also like maintaining a balance with his family as well. And you really see how much he like he does notice how insane his family is. Like when they go to like that bachelor party and it's like on a boat in the middle of nowhere, and the guy's like sitting there, and he has like 2 girls by him, and he's like talking like really bad things about Rachel, and he like stands up and he's like no, like you can't.
That's when they end up leaving the boat.
Yeah, but I really like that. Like he really stood up for her as well, and
he didn't let that rich mentality take over. Like he didn't care. Like he didn't care that he had money. It didn't really matter to him, and I feel like he liked who he was when he was with her, because that didn't matter.
Exactly.
Like, it didn't matter that he had money when he was with her, because that wasn't why she loved him, because of his family or his money.
Exactly. Even when the mother, when they hired that private investigator and stuff, and she starts saying like, she lied to you, this, and this, and she starts talking all about her family and everything.
Meanwhile, she didn't even know any of this stuff.
And Nick tells mom that he was like, she wouldn't lie, like she must not have known, like you, like, and he tries to tell his mom like, you just crossed a line that she didn't even know about her past. And like, I really love that he believed her. He knew that she didn't know that, because she would have told him. Like, that's how good of a relationship they have with their
he didn't like go to like completely side with the mom or anything. Like, I felt like their relationship stayed really strong throughout the movie, despite her ending up leaving because of what happened with the mom, which was the right choice on her part. But I feel like their relationship never really suffered in this movie, and that's what I really loved about it.
Yeah, for sure.
In between all of this, we had like kind of like a subplot going with Michael and Astrid, which I thought was really interesting, because as all of this is going on with Nick and Rachel, we have these two, and they're already married and they have a kid, so they've had this life together, but he's not from that world. He's not rich. And instead of like dealing with that, he was like a coward in that way, and he ended up cheating on her and having an affair. And I feel like he tried to like blame her, which was so ridiculous, and it made me so mad. Because he's like,
oh my god, that fight was so frustrating.
It was so annoying. Meanwhile, she's like trying to hide like who she is, and like hide like her spending her money and stuff, because she doesn't want to make him feel less. She stood up for herself, and it was just like so great. Like
the line there about
the lines that she said about
like, not being a man.
Yeah, like, it was wonderful. That was so well done, and I feel like it kind of showed like what that world can do to two people who don't have that communication, like Nick and Rachel do, and so their marriage ended up falling apart in that way. So it was kind of like the nasty side of what that life can do, and really it ruined a marriage.
I really liked Astrid though. I really loved how at the end she put on those earrings that costed a lot of money, but she put them on because she was proud of who she was in the end. I loved that whole walk away scene when she leaves him. I thought it was fantastic. And we also get a scene that's somewhat equivalent to that with Rachel and Nick's mother, which was another fantastic scene. That was another one of my favorite scenes. Like, I really loved when there's that whole big fallout and everything, when the grandmother is like, you know, I don't approve of you, this is not good, like you cannot be with my grandson, and then the mother starts saying all these things with the private investigator, kind of how she runs out of the party, because that is like her, that's the line that she cannot find like peace with this. She can't fight this now. And so she leaves, and because she didn't know these things. And I love when her mom comes, and her mom like tells her like the story, and is like, you know, I was with a man and he hurt me, and then I fell in love, and then I ran away to America. Like, it was a really great story, and it gave more depth to Rachel's character as well as her mom, and the relationship between Rachel and her mom. And then you also had the relationship between Nick and his mom. Like, the two, like, they contrasted each other, they
contrasted each other, and in the end, that was really what Rachel used to get through to Nick's mother, because he said to her, like, she had said to her when they had sat down and they were playing the game together and they really confronted each other, she basically said, you know, I'm walking away, but he's gonna resent you. And I think that she realized in that moment, the mother, that like she wasn't gonna have that relationship. Like, it wasn't ever gonna be the same with her son if she let her walk away and leave and kind of just the son wouldn't be with her, and that wasn't the right thing to do. And I feel like she decided that she wanted her son to be happy, and I feel like we didn't need that another scene with the two of them, because we were talking about this in the car, because that moment when he's on the plane,
oh my god,
and he proposes, like, that was so great. He's like going like through the plane, and like people are in the way, and it's just like he's just like following her like on the other side, and he has this great speech that he gives, and when he pulls out that ring,
and it's
that said it all.
Mother's ring.
That said it all. That she said it right, because we didn't even really get to see what she ended up saying to him, but we didn't really need it, because obviously she gave her blessing, and
it gave that shock factor when he opened the ring.
Yeah, and it was not the ring that we initially saw when he was showing it to his friend. It was her ring, and
but he was really willing to do anything to be with her. He even says to her when he finds her again after she talks to her mom and everything, after all that whole fallout happens, he goes and he proposes to her, and he's like no, we could start our own life in New York, like we could just leave all this, like I'm willing to walk away from my family for you. And we don't get her answer, but I love the confrontation when she sits down with the mother and she's playing this game, and she's like, you know, he asked me to marry him, but I said no.
She gained that respect from her in that moment, because she told her that, and she said that, like, she said no, and that really showed that she cared about him, because she didn't want him to leave his family in the end. She didn't want him to make that choice.
Because that was a whole thing with the mother, is the mother was like, you know, we don't pick our passions, we pick our family, you know? So she was choosing.
Well, because if the mother didn't come around, Nick would have just cut off all ties to his family, which is what Rachel didn't want. So.
Exactly. So, and then I love when she like stands up and then she walks over and her mom is there, her mom, and then like they walk out. Like, it was just so great.
It was a powerful moment. It was for her.
That I think was one of my favorite scenes of the movie. Definitely like that, and like the whole like end scene was amazing. Like when Nick proposed, I was so happy. Like it was so good. I love the wedding too. The wedding scene was really cool. Like it was really interesting to see how like with like all like the different flowers and how like they had like the
water.
river.
It was like the water was flowing, and she was like barefoot, and that was just really cool, and they were all holding the flowers, and it was just really, really beautiful. Yeah, and then you had the song that Can't Help Falling in Love song playing, and then you could tell that they were really falling in love, and it was just really, it was a really great moment. We were really, really surprised at the end though, the end credits, when we see Harry Shum. But it was so short, it was only like a few seconds. I just wish that he was in the movie longer, but it was really, really cool to see him at the end. We got super, super excited. We got so excited because like I had a feeling that he had something to do with the movie, because I saw a bunch of people were like tweeting him, and like the whole Shadowhunter cast was going to see it. Like I figured something was, but he wasn't in the movie. He was in the end credits. Like it was still really he was in it more, but it was exciting to see him. It was exciting to see him for sure. I was like, oh. And he ends up like looking over at Astrid. I'm like, oh good, maybe you could think like they got together or whatever. But it was a great movie. We had a lot of fun seeing it. Let us know what your favorite parts were down in the comments below. Yes, and if you enjoyed this review, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more movie reviews. You can also follow our Twitter and our Snapchat. We are at City of the Feels. Thank you for watching. Thanks for watching. Bye.